The Syndicate. Factions. Formed by Intaki exiles from the Gallente Federation during the Caldari-Gallente War. The Syndicate has slowly grown in stature and influence and now serves as an important link between the empires and the illegal elements in the outer regions. Syndicate space is a pirate haven, but still retains enough civility to allow pretty much anyone to travel there to do business. The Syndicate markets are always chock full of contraband goods and illegal wares that are hard or impossible to come by elsewhere. Each Syndicate station is an autonomous entity, but they cooperate on security and information issues. The unofficial leader of the Syndicate is Sylphie Ndiabel, a former sister of Eve that returned to Syndicate space to save her family's fortune. Since then she's turned out to be just as resourceful and ruthless as her late father. Intaki Syndicate. Initially formed by exiles from the Gallente Federation during the Gallente-Caldari War, the Intaki Syndicate resides within its namesake region of Syndicate, bordering the Federation. Over the course of the last century, the Syndicate has slowly grown in stature, working to increase its political and financial capital to ensure it remains an important link between the core empires and the illegal elements found in the outer regions. The settled planets and stations within the Syndicate operate as autonomous, financially and politically independent entities, all of which cooperate on the basis of collective information sharing and provision of security. Although widely regarded as a pirate haven, the Syndicate still maintains enough rule of law within its territories to allow almost anyone to pass through or travel for business. To this end, since empire policing within its borders has always been a relatively rare occurrence, the Syndicate set up its own law enforcement arm in S02, branded as Intaki Space, ISP, to encourage prospective customers to travel without fear within its borders. Although rumored to be highly corrupt, this organization is ruthless when it comes to quelling unrest and is generally regarded as a heavy-handed but highly effective law enforcement entity. As well as protecting trade routes, ISP also protects and guards the assets of the Intaki Bank, which has seen a boom in business since it opened its doors to public account holders and decided to keep the names and transactions of all account holders highly confidential. It remains widely known that hundreds of billions of dirty credits pass through the Intaki banking system per month from black market trading and other illegal ventures, though it remains the general consensus of the Syndicate that if they do not provide this service, someone else will. The biggest account holder with the Intaki Bank by far remains Intaki Commerce, which handles the largest volume of black market transactions in New Eden. Intaki Commerce stations are often used as a neutral meeting ground where black market traders from the outer regions can meet merchants from Empire Space. Intaki Commerce, via the Intaki Space Police, provides security for these meetings, cutting a sizable profit from all transactions for the Syndicate. Unofficially run by a ruthless former sister of Eve by the name of Sylphie Ndiabel, who returned to Syndicate space to reclaim her father's fortune, the Syndicate remains the largest black market and money laundering organization in the cluster and is rumored to have dealings with every major outlaw organization in New Eden. Corporations. Intaki Syndicate. Formed by Intaki exiles from the Gallente Federation during the Caldari-Gallente War, the Syndicate has slowly grown in stature and influence. It now serves as an important link between the empires and the illegal elements in the outer regions. Syndicate space is a pirate haven but still retains enough civility to allow pretty much anyone to travel there for business. Its markets are always chock full of contraband goods and illegal wares that are hard or impossible to come by elsewhere. Each Syndicate station is an autonomous entity, but they cooperate on security and information issues. The unofficial leader of the Syndicate is Sylphie Ndiabel, a former sister of Eve who returned to Syndicate space to save her family's fortune. Since then she's turned out to be just as resourceful and ruthless as her late father. Intaki Bank. The Intaki Bank has seen brisk business in the decades since it decided to keep the names on all accounts secret and inaccessible to anyone. Everyone knows that dirty money pours in and out of the bank, but the general consensus of the syndicate is that if it doesn't provide this service, then someone else will. Intaki Commerce. The syndicate is the biggest black market dealer in the world of Eve, a place where shady traders from the outer regions can meet merchants from Empire space. Intaki Commerce handles these transactions, making a nice profit for the syndicate. Intaki Space Police. The syndicate wants their space to be relatively trouble-free, so as to encourage people to visit and spend their money. With Empire policing infrequent, they employ their own police force to enforce the peace.